American Broadcasting Company presents Keep It in the Family. Yes, it's Keep It in the Family with the happiest, scrappiest families in America and starring Bill Nimmo.
Thank you, Johnny Olson. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, here in our studio audience, and we're glad to have all of you, wherever you are with us tonight, with us. 455 years ago today, Christopher Columbus discovered what turned out to be America. And tonight, America's discovering what turned out to be a new family quiz game called Keep It in the Family. Not nearly so momentous a find, I agree with you, but one we trust that will give all of us a whole lot of fun. Thanks so much for being with us. This is the game where an entire family, from youngsters to Grandma or Grandpa, will combine their efforts and knowledge and try to win just about everything that a family ever dreamed of owning, believe me. Now, a winning family can return week after week because there's no limit on how long they can stay on or how much they can win. And now, Johnny Olson, let's meet one of those families who'll be competing tonight for $10,000 in prizes.
From White Plains, New York, here's the Johnson family. This is Dr. Russell Johnson, his wife Janet, Grandmother Johnson, and the Johnson children, Audrey 11 and Sarah 9.
And welcome, Johnsons, to Keep It in the Family. Doctor, tell me, how long have you folks been married?
Well, we've been married about 12 years, but I've known her for about 20.
Oh, you mean you had an 8-year-old courtship then?
Well, you know, doctors are very slow and careful in making a diagnosis.
Was that really it, Doctor?
No, I was sure Jan was the girl for me, but I wanted to make sure that she loved me.
And what really decided for you, Doctor?
Well, one night I took her pulse.
And your prescription was marriage, right?
Right.
Sarah, tell me, do you help your dad in his work as a doctor?
Oh, yes.
Doctor, what does Sarah do to help you around the office?
Oh, she's a big help. She takes the wrappers off the Band-Aids and reads the comic books in the reading room.
That's nice help. I see. Well, you know, I've always thought of MD's family was pretty lucky to have a doctor in the house all the time. Do you find that's true, Audrey?
Well, not exactly. When you don't want to go to school or something like that, Daddy just won't have any sympathy for you.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can't pretend you're sick, I know, but I'm sure you'll like our quiz tonight, Audrey, and we'll be playing Keep It in the Family right after we meet your challenging family. And they are Johnny Olson.
They're the Pringle family, Bill Nimmo, from Albertson, Long Island, and here's 12-year-old Sandy Pringle.
Hello there, Sandy. How are you?
Fine.
Are you going to be our spokesman for the family for tonight? All right, why don't you introduce the rest of your family to us then, will you please?
Sure, Mr. Nimmo. This is my sister Pamela. She's 8. This is my grandmother, Minna Pringle. She told me not to tell her age. And this is my mother and father.
Thank you very much, Sandy. And tell me, what kind of work do you do, Mr. Pringle?
Well, Bill, I'm a superintendent with the New York City Housing Authority. And as such, I'm in charge of heating system, plumbing, electrical, wiring, and glazing, painting, exterminating, janitorial work, elevator repairing.
It's only 7 days a week, and that sounds like quite a job.
Other things.
And how about you, Pat? You work too?
Yes, I do, Bill. I work for the Pringle family. I'm superintendent in charge of dishwashing, ironing, cleaning, cooking, sewing, painting, plastering, and so on.
That's a working family. All right. Well, Grandma Pringle over there, what do you do?
Oh, in my spare time, I supervise the supervisors.
Gotta have one around all the time. And Sandy, what does that leave for you to do? You tell us?
Oh, I keep an eye on my sister.
Oh, is that right, Pamela? Do you really require watching?
He thinks so, but he thinks so, but...
I know he thinks so, but why?
He thinks I'm still a kid.
He thinks you're still a kid. Well, all of you keep an eye on each other tonight because we're ready right now to play Keep It in the Family. Now, each family starts with 200 points. You'll then bid for the right to answer a question which may win a very valuable prize that we'll show you. You may bid any amount up to 100, and the question goes to the highest bidder. If the question's answered correctly, you win the prize, and that number of points will be added to your score. But if you miss the question, you lose the prize, and the points are deducted from your score. So watch your bidding because, I can't say this too often, the higher the bid, the harder the question. The first family to accumulate 350 points wins the game, and you stay on to meet a new challenging family. If you fall below 100 points, you're out of the game, but you will keep any prizes you've won to that point. And Johnny, speaking of prizes, what is our first one for tonight, please?
It's the vacation thrill of a lifetime, a trip to sunny Bermuda for all of you. You'll live in luxury and enjoy the fine service of the fabulous Princess Hotel. You'll be flown there by Pan American, the world's most experienced airline. You'll travel in style with this handsome set of matched luggage and Tangy travel case. The Polaroid land camera will capture forever this family vacation of your dreams.
And I think anybody can find enough time off to go to Bermuda, isn't that right? All right, for that trip to Bermuda, the category is kings, queens, and princes. How many points? How high will you bid in a risk on kings, queens, and princes? All right, families, the bidding starts at 25. Do I hear 30 from the Pringles?
30.
30.
35.
Johnson's 35.
40.
Pringles 40. 45 from the Johnsons. Remember, the higher the bid, the harder the question. 50.
Go on, Daddy. Come on, please.
Let them have it. You're sure now.
Daddy.
All right.
Come on,
For
Daddy.
50 points, Johnny,
Here's
we
the
need
50-point question.
50-point question. Thank you very much. Kings, queens, and princes. Be very quiet. No helping now. You can help up until this point. You'll have 30 seconds to answer, starting with the youngest member in the family. See if you can each name a country in Europe that has a reigning king or queen or prince. Pamela? What country has a king or queen or prince in Europe? What about London? Where's the queen live?
Queen of England.
Yeah, England is right. Next.
Prince of Monaco.
Monaco is one. Right. Next.
King of Norway.
Norway has a king. And
The king of Sweden.
Sweden is right.
Greece.
And Greece. That's right. The Queen won't be in Bermuda when you go down there, but have a real wonderful time, will you? So that's 50 points for the Pringles. And Johnny Olson, how do we stand right now?
Well, the Johnsons still have their 200 points, and the Pringles have advanced to 250 points.
It's 250 Pringles over 200 Johnsons, and here we go. Johnny, let's take a look at our next prize, if you please.
To take the work out of your kitchen and to put glamour in, here for you is a distinctive caloric ultramatic range with the years ahead look with thermoset top burner, making the oven large harvest oven. It combines real speed and beauty. And to complement it, exclusive from Amana Refrigeration, this new Freezer Plus refrigerator. 2 complete appliances in one. It's only 32 inches wide from the world-famous Amana colonies in Amana, Iowa. And it's stocked from top to bottom with Stouffer's complete variety of delicious frozen food.
Thank you, Johnny, for that beautiful caloric range and Amana freezer and all those goodies that you saw. The category this time is First Ladies. How high are you going to bid on First Ladies? Pringles? Johnsons? Okay, here we go. The bidding starts at 20 points. Do I hear 25?
25.
We hear 25 from the Johnsons. 30. Pringles say 30.
Go to 100, I know.
35.
35. Come on.
30.
Go to
30, 40 over here. Remember, the higher the bidding, the harder the question. It's 45 so far from the Johnsons.
So what?
50 from the Pringles.
55.
55 Johnson. They're getting tough.
60.
60.
65.
65 Johnson.
Go on, I know them. Go on.
70.
70. It jumps to 70.
75.
75 Dr. Johnson. Pringles. It's 75. 80. You can go to 100.
Says 85.
85.
Daddy, go on.
That's it. All right. It's the Johnsons for 80.
There you are, the 85-point question.
85. Thank you, Johnny. All right. For 85 points and those 2 beautiful things, the stove and the freezer that is back there. Anybody's glad to have it, sure. Starting with the youngest member of the family, you'll have 30 seconds in which to answer, and no coaching, please. Give me the first names of these presidents' wives. Are you ready? Mrs. Washington.
Martha Washington.
Right. Mrs. Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison is right. Mrs. I'm sorry. Will you hold up the time here just a moment? All right, here we go. Mrs. Coolidge.
Grace.
Grace is right. Mrs. Roosevelt.
Eleanor.
Eleanor. And finally, Mrs. Theodore Roosevelt.
Edith.
Edith is perfect. Johnson's took it for 85 points, and how do we stand right now, Johnny Olson?
Well, the Pringles still have their 250 points. The Johnsons have gone ahead now to 285.
So it's 285 Johnsons to 250 for the Pringles. Still pretty close. And we hope you're going to enjoy that beautiful caloric range back there and that Amana freezer and all the goodies that went with it, too. All right. Speaking of prizes, Johnny Olson, what is our next one, please?
It's for the men in the family. It's for you, your own complete power tool workshop by Porter Cable, makers of the world's finest power tools, included in the workshop. A Porter Cable power saw, a quarter-inch drill, a belt, sander, router, power plane, shaper table, electric hand saw, and workbench. These Porter Cable tools have been designed to give you all a lifetime of usefulness and enjoyment.
Pop, could you use that?
I certainly could.
I can see it now. Dad, could you use that?
I need it now.
Well, one of you might get it, you know. You could bid up to 100. All right, for that wonderful Porter Cable workshop back there, the category is World Famous Buildings. How high will you bid on World Famous Buildings? Here's where the kids can shine. Okay, families, the bidding starts at 25. And remember, the higher the bid, the harder the question. Do I hear 30?
35.
35 for the Pringles. Johnson say 40.
45.
45. The higher the bid, the harder the question. 50.
55.
55. Do I hear 60? 60 from the Johnsons. Pringles.
65.
65.
70.
70. 80. 80. It jumped to 80 over here.
85.
85, Dr. Johnson. Ronald Pringle. 85 so far. That'll say it if you're going. 90 points.
95.
95. Will you do it or won't you? You've got 250. Will you do it? It's 95. 100. 100 points. Mrs. Pringle, do you want that workshop? I thought Ronald might be able to use it. See, they can get away from the doctor. All right. 100 points, Johnny.
Hard question, 100 points, Bill.
It better be a hard one. All right. Now, no coaching, please. I'm going to give you the names of some very famous buildings, starting with the youngest member of the family. Hey, by the way, that's right. If you win this, you'll be over 350 points, right?
Yes, sir.
So we will have some winners if this question's answered correctly. All right. I'll give you the names of some famous buildings, starting with little Pamela. They're the youngest member of the family. You tell me what city they're in. Are you ready? Empire State Building.
In New York.
Right. The Louvre.
Paris, France.
Paris is right. The Merchandise Mart Building. Chicago, Illinois. Buckingham Palace.
London, England.
And the Parthenon.
Athens.
Athens, Greece. The Pringle family, our congratulations. Dr. Johnson, we're very sorry that we couldn't have two winners on this. You have won some very nice prizes, and Johnny Olson's going to tell us what they are.
Yes, the Johnson family won the caloric range, the Amana freezer, and the Stouffer's frozen food.
So congratulations to you, Dr. Johnson, the rest of you. We hope to see you back again one of these days soon. Thank you. Congratulations to the Pringles.
So much.
I know you want a trip to Bermuda.
I know all the fellas in my block are saying right now.
What are they saying right now, Ron?
Look at the tools we'll be able to borrow now.
Watch those blades. They cost money, you know. Johnny, what are the prizes the Pringles have won so far?
Well, they won that trip to Bermuda, Bill, the Polaroid camera, the travel case, the Tangy travel case and luggage, and that complete Porter Cable workshop.
Wonderful. Congratulations to the Pringle family. You've won the game and those wonderful prizes. And that's not all, because you'll have a chance to add to those prizes by staying right here to meet a new, challenging family. We'll meet them in just a moment.
the premiere of the Frank Sinatra Show, starring Kim Novak, Peggy Lee, special guest star Bob Hope, and here he is, Frank Sinatra.
The professors call it, quote, an exhibition which induces cerebral and emotional stimuli, manifesting themselves in pleasurable sensations. In show business, we make it a little simpler. It's called entertainment. And that's what we're hoping you'll find if you catch the new Frank Sinatra Show. And to launch our little venture, we're starting off with an hour TV epic with song, comedy, and ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. And I'll be looking for you, and I hope you'll be looking at me at the premiere of our new show. And I think we'll have a few laughs over A, B, C.
Don't miss Frank Sinatra and his famous guests Friday on most of these same stations.
I just want to say to Frank that there'll be a lot more than a few laughs because he's truly one of the world's great entertainers. Don't miss him and his famous guests Friday night over most of these same stations on ABC. Right now, of course, it's time to continue with Keep It in the Family. And Johnny, let's find out the family who are going to challenge the winning Pringles.
Our next challenging family, Bill, are from Rockaway Beach, New York, the Canavan family. In the audience, we have Tommy, age 17, Vincent, age 13, there's John, age 12, Michael, age 10, and little Stephen, age 5. And on stage, Mr. John Canavan, his wife, Rita, Uncle John Donlin, and their sons, Bobby, 16, and Raymond, 7. Mr. Canavan runs a laundromat and a luncheonette.
If there's safety in numbers, you've really got it made tonight. Welcome to Keep It in the Family. Now, besides your sons, it sounds like you have quite a lot of rooters out here in our audience tonight. Is that right?
Well, yes, we do, Bill. We have a lot of friends and customers from Rockaway came to cheer us on.
Well, let's take a look at your customers, shall we? Where are they out there?
Oh, they're all there.
Are they there? They look pretty well laundered to me. And well-fed, too. So, Mr. Canavan, I guess your laundromat and luncheonette must be doing all right. Is that right?
Well, fairly well, Bill. Thanks to the family, they help out quite a bit in both stores.
And how do they do, really, now?
Well, they do very well, except we have a little trouble with Bobby.
Trouble with Robert?
Well, see, he works behind the fountain, and there's a few girls think he's kind of cute. And they come in and order a Coke, a small one at that, and spend the afternoon just making eyes at Bobby.
Uncle John, how do you help out?
Well, Bill, about 40 years ago, I had the reputation of being a pretty good cook. So I undertook to teach Raymond here how to make sandwiches. Oh, boy, it didn't work out.
Why? What happened, Raymond?
Dad said I put too much meat on the sandwiches.
There goes the prophet. What about little Stevie?
Well, I guess Stevie's about the...
Stevie's got the best job in the family. He's the taster, the official taster. Everything that comes into the luncheonette, he takes a little piece of it and tastes it.
Well, we're going to give you a taste of something right now. Let's show our audience how the Canavans work and pull together as a family. Here we are in the Canavan luncheonette. There's two of the Canavan children, Tommy and Bobby, serving their customers. And here comes a cash customer.
That's not a cash customer. No, that's little Stevie.
Yeah, that's our bubblegum boy right there. But he's got a big brother, and his name is Bobby, and Bobby is all business. Nothing can take his mind off his work. Look at that, working like a true beaver. Sirree. Uh-oh. There's one of those girls Mom was talking about before. But, as you can see, Bobby pays no attention at all to the girls. Much. Meanwhile, back at the bubblegum machine, here's the last of the big spenders again.
I'm afraid Billy doesn't chew it, though. He swallows it.
I think he takes it outside and sells it myself. Uh-oh. Drop the gum. Better luck next time, Stevie. Let's watch that now. Now let's go next door, shall we? Here's the Canavan laundromat. Everybody pitches in. Here, Dad, Michael, John. But wait a minute. Where's Stevie? You guessed it. Back there at the bubblegum machine. Well, there goes another penny. That kid's going to blow his whole allowance in one day. And it's been a hard day. At the end of it, everybody knocks off work. Mom, Dad, everybody. Everybody that is except Stevie. Hi there, Steve. Stevie, nice to have you with us out there. Canavans, I want you to meet the Pringle family over here, and I think by now you all know how we play our game. You each start with 200 points. You'll be bidding against each other for the right to answer questions. Now, you may bid up to 100 points for some very, very valuable prizes. If you answer the questions correctly, the point you bid will be added to your score. If you miss the question, well, you just lose the points. That's all there is to it. And the first family to accumulate 350 points wins the game and stays to meet a new family. And now, Johnny, let's get back to our prizes. What's the next one, please?
It's a gift that will spotlight your living room and afford the whole family with hours of pleasure. A Con Caprice Spinet organ. The Con Caprice is a real two-tone manual organ with a big, rich voice, a true instrument of beauty.
I'd love to get that, Daddy.
You would love to get that, would you, Pamela? Well, your daddy will have a chance at it. But so will the Canavans over here, too. Maybe their little boy would like to have one. For that Con Caprice organ, oddly enough, our category is music. How high are you willing to bid on music? It may be popular, it may be classical. Okay, families, the bidding starts at 30. We'll give our new family, the Canavans, the first bid. Do I hear 35? 35. Pringles? 40. 40.
45.
40. Now, I haven't told you the higher the bid, the harder the question. You know that? All right, 45 we have.
Go on.
50.
Go on. Go on.
55.
60.
60 from the Pringles. Canavans?
65.
65.
70.
They're getting higher and they're getting harder. You take a very board of directors meeting down here. 80 from the Canavans. Pringles. 85. 85.
Go on.
90. 90 from the Canavans.
90.
I got it.
They've got it. Well, I hope they've got it because it's a real 90-point question for the Canavans. Thank you, John Boy. A 90-point question. Now, be very quiet so they can think, and no coaching, please. Starting with the youngest member of the family, each of you give me the name of a song that mentions a means of transportation in its title. 30 seconds. Let's go. No coaching, please. Did you ever ride on a trolley? You never did?
No.
The trolley what?
Walking my baby.
What is it? Walking my baby. Yes, sir. That's transportation. All right. What is it?
The railroad runs through the middle of the house.
The railroad runs through the middle of the house. Next. Bicycle built for two.
Mary Oldsmobile.
Mary Oldsmobile.
Slow boat to China.
Slow boat to China. Right. So the winning Pringles have some winning Canavans right here now. That's for 90 points. So how do we stand right now, Johnny Olson?
Well, the Pringles still have their 200 points. The Canavans have advanced to 290 points.
290 for the Canavans, and they won not only 90 points for that beautiful Con Caprice organ, to 200 for the Pringles. Johnny, what is our next prize?
It's a beauty from England to you for all the family to enjoy. The new 1958 Hillman Minx four-door sedan. There's plenty of room and stepped-up performance with traditional Hillman operating economy. This brilliant new styling makes the 58 Hillman the #1 value in the imported car field. Prestone adds this antifreeze, and to make sure that your family enjoys their new 1958 Hillman to the peak.
Not a beauty. You could use that down in Bermuda, you know. They're used to driving on the left side of the road, those Hillman Minxes. All right, it's that Hillman Minx car. The category is not the wives this time, but American presidents. How high will you bid on American presidents? How about you kids, huh? All right, families, the bidding starts naturally pretty high this time, so it starts right off with a tough question. The bidding starts at 65. Pringles, do I hear 70?
70.
70 from the Pringles. 75 from Canavans. 80. You can go to 85. You can go to 100. 100. Wow, the Pringles shut them right out with 100. You really want that in Bermuda, don't you?
Yes,
all right, Johnny.
Here's that 100-point question, Bill.
And that's a tough one, too. Thank you, sir, very much. All right, everybody very quiet. So this would put you up to 300 points. And for a Hillman Minx, starting with the youngest member of the family, will each of you name a general of the Army of the United States who became president? Pamela? No coaching, please. What president used to be a general? General who?
Washington.
General Washington is right. Next.
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower, right.
Grant.
Grant is right.
Stonewall Jackson.
I'm very sorry. There was a Andrew Jackson, but not Stonewall Jackson. No, Stonewall Jackson was a very famous general in the Civil War, but he never became president. In fact, he was killed at the Battle of Chancellorsville. So I'm sorry you didn't get that. You're back down to 100 points, Pringle family. And you didn't make the Hillman Minx, which is too bad because you certainly could have used it down there in Bermuda. But you're not out yet. You still have a chance to go on because the Cannamans have 290 and they've got to reach 350 to make it. All right, Johnny, what is our next prize?
A very special personal gift for each of you from Benrus. First, for Mother, set in 22 sparkling diamonds and 2-star sapphires, a magnificent 14-karat gold royal diamond watch. For Dad, the handsome, finely styled Benrus Lord Brilliant. For Grandma, a graceful 17-jewel Benrus, and for each of the youngsters, the 17-jewel Belfort.
Thank you, ladies, very much. For those beautiful diamond Benrus watches, the category is state capitals. Once again, the kids come in here, I think. Now, how high will you bid on state capitals? All right, the bidding starts at 25. Do I hear 30? 30 for the Cannabis. 40. 50. 60. 70. They're getting tougher. 80. The higher the bid, the harder the question. 100, the Cannabis shut them out, and if they make it, it'll be 390.
I'm sorry it would be that, Bill, but time has run out. There won't be time to ask a complete question. Maybe they can all come back next week. I hope.
I'm very sorry. I hope so. Cannabis, tell me. You won't get this question next week, I'm afraid, but will you come back next week?
We sure will.
Yes. Thank you very much. And Pringles, will you be back next week?
Yes.
Don't go to Bermuda. Wait till you're back here again. Wonderful. And how about you out there? Will you join us again next week? We hope so on Good night.
If you and your family would like to appear on Keep It in the Family, let's hear from you. We'll try to arrange to have you on our show. Just send a brief biography of your family enclosing snapshots which you can spare as they cannot be returned. Send your letters to Keep It in the Family. That's Box 247, New York 23, New York. Keep It in the Family. Box 247, New York, New York. Keep It in the Family. Created by Leonard Stern and Roger Price as a Frank Cooper Associates production in association with the American Broadcasting Company. Johnny Olson speaking. Good night.
The Frank Sinatra Show premieres Friday night with guest stars Bob Hope, Peggy Lee, and Kim Novak. Join the fun on ABC Television Network.